First of all, thank you guys for being here. It's that time of year again. Seems like it really snuck up on us this year, but it's an exciting time. It's an exciting time on our campus with everything that we've got going on right now with Dr. Nolan, Dr. Sanders' announcement that football is possibly coming back, and now with the new stadium, baseball stadium, and opening day just 2 days away. There's a lot of buzz here on campus, so we're excited about spring getting here, and our players have been working really hard. We've had a great preseason practice. Had to battle Mother Nature a little bit, but I think our guys are ready. Guys with 14 returners, so it's been a great cohesion. We've had great leadership from our seniors in welcoming those new players and sort of getting them on page and catching them up with the pace of things. But we're excited. We have a different ball club this year than we've had in the past. We've for years built our program around, and I told Kenny this morning, around that 3-run homer, hitting it and defending it. And at Cardinal Park, it's sort of what you have to do. And we had that kind of team last year, and it didn't really play well in our new facility. So we had to go back to the drawing board and sort of change the dynamics of our team a little bit. This is one of the fastest, as far as team speed goes, ball clubs I've ever been around. We can really run. Our guys like to bunt for hits. We're going to make things happen. Going to be a very, very aggressive style of offense, and we got to generate with it. We got to generate offense rather than just sitting back on the long ball. So it's an exciting team. It's going to be fun to watch. It's fun to coach. We do have a lot of youth, so we'll probably make some mistakes. I know on the offensive side of the ball, we'll probably run ourselves out of a few innings, but we're going to keep running. We're going to keep running and keep trying to put pressure on our opponents. But I've been very, very pleased with this group. It's great. It's such a change. I've mentioned this to you guys before. Last year it was wonderful to be out on that facility for the first time. And you guys know it if you got to get back behind the dugouts. We played in almost literally silence last year. There would be times when the pitcher would have the ball on the mound, and you could hear a pin drop out there just because the wind would blow out towards the parking lot. That's where all the fans were. We would score a run, or we had a couple walk-off wins, and you could see the fans cheering, but you actually couldn't hear them. So it was sort of like playing in Sleepy Hollow a little bit last year. But this year it's been great. And I know for our players it's been special watching that project. It's taken a while, but sort of build from the ground up, and now that we got it completed and it's a place that we can call home, we're able to get out there at our discretion. I know we're excited as coaches, but I know our players and fans are really, really excited. It blows a little bit out to left here, where Cardinals seem to always blow out to right. But our dimensions are big. It's 325, 370, 400 with a 8-foot fence all the way around you. There's no cheapies at Thomas Stadium. You've got to hit them. And the surface tends to play itself towards defense. There's not any bad hops. There's a lot of space in the outfield. You got to have outfielders that can go get them. So it definitely tends to lead itself towards a pitching and defense type of park. But hopefully we'll hit a lot of doubles and lots of. It's an exciting time, and for our players, it gives them so much pride to have their own facility. It's been unbelievable for our development of our kids. We've been outside far more than we ever have been throughout the fall and winter in this preseason. The surface obviously plays a big part in that, but just to be able to get on that facility every time or any time that we would like to and get work in is amazing. Today's a perfect example. It's pretty dreary out there today, a little rainy, but in about an hour and a half we're going to get a 2-hour workout in out there. And if we were on a natural surface or at Cardinal Park, we may not get in there this weekend. So we're very, very pleased with that, and I know it's exciting for our coaches, but also for our players. I don't really believe in rebuilding. This day and age, it's what have you done for me lately, and you know that. And we have a great core of upperclassmen back, and we have a lot of freshmen. The great thing about a freshman is we really brought in some talented kids that are going to help us, and the future is very bright for our program. But when you look at how we're going to line up on Friday, we're going to have 5 seniors out there, a couple of juniors, and maybe one freshman in the outfield, and sophomore at shortstop, and maybe a freshman at DH. So the rest are going to be juniors and seniors. So we are young. When you look at our lineup, we have 13 freshmen. When you look at our roster, but for the most part, we've got a lot of guys in our lineup that have played a lot of baseball here and have really sort of held, they're sort of the glue to our program right now. Our rotation will be this. Friday night will be senior Kerry Doane, right-hander, and Kerry's a young man from South Florida that I call him our bell cow. He's the guy that we're going to give the ball to on Friday night, and he's the one that's got to set the tone for the rest of our pitching staff and lead the way. And Kerry came here. We recruited him 4 years ago as a pitcher, basically, but we needed some help in the infield, and he played infield in high school, and lo and behold, we put him out there, and he's got the best actions in the infield of anybody on our team. So, he ended up winning a spot at shortstop, and we really couldn't afford to take him out of there during his first 3 years here. We started to pitch him a little bit last year, but we sat down and decided at the end of last season and this summer that the best thing for our ball club and the best thing for him as far as his career in pro ball is on that mound, and he's done a great job of accepting that role. And like I said, he's the leader of our pitching staff and the leader of our ball club, and he's a good one. He's going to come at you 90, 92, 93 with an 83, 84 mile an hour slider. And he just doesn't miss spots. He can really locate. So he's going to give us a great chance every Friday night.
Will he be playing shortstop but he's not pitching?
No, he's not. He'll be sitting next to me keeping a check. Well, like I mentioned, he's going to do a lot of things for us. He's got to wear a lot of different hats. Number one, Clint provides us great leadership. He's a fine young man. He's a great kid. He's got a ton of preseason accolades coming his way. And we're looking for great things from him. We want him to be the best hitter in our league, and we want him to give us quality innings on the mound and play good defense. And like I said, he's going to wear a lot of different hats for us because he is versatile. He can play all the outfield spots plus first base. But we need him really to throw strikes, drive in a lot of runs, play good defense at first, and then continue to lead our kids. So that's what we're looking for. Andrew Green's our starting center fielder, and he'll lead off for us to start the weekend. And Andrew's a young man that's played for us all 4 years that he's been here. And he's battled some injuries and things like that. So he's been out of the lineup a little bit, but he's worked tremendously on his body, and he's the closest thing we have to a five-tool player. He's a tremendous runner. Like I said, he's probably one of the fastest ball players in college baseball. He hits for average power. He's got a very strong arm, and he catches everything from in that outfield, so he can really go get it out there. So he's very big weapon for us defensively. So Andrew has he has player of the year type of abilities, and we hope he puts it together this year, and he's going to steal a lot of bags and cause a lot of headaches for our opponents. But he'll definitely be a senior. Derek Niesman, he'll be a senior we can count on. Derek Niesman will start at second base, and Derek played in 37 games last year and battled some injuries as well, but he's healthy. He's really improved his body, his flexibility, and he is a glue to our infield. When he's not in there, things sort of get shaken up a little bit. So it's important that he plays and stays healthy, but he's just an awesome defender, and he's a very mature hitter, doesn't strike out. He'll probably start the year hitting in our four hole, which is really different because he's a second baseman, about 190 pounds. If you look over the last 7-8 years, our four-hole hitters have been 6'3", 6'4", 230, 40 pounds. So that should tell you right there what our style is going to be. And Derek's just an excellent clutch hitter. He drives in a lot of runs. So Alex Reynolds from Boone High School will start at third base on Friday. And again, Alex is another one that's battled some injuries, but he's really put his time in. He's worked extremely hard, and he's going to anchor the hot corner for us. And he's a left-handed hitter. And then, of course, we got Mason Hershey's will start at catcher. He's a junior college transfer from Altoona, Pennsylvania, from Potomac State in West Virginia. But he's a senior, and he'll start at catcher. He caught probably about half our games last year. So Mason, I think, is one of the top defensive catchers in the Atlantic Sun. So we're very solid up the middle. And then someone we don't talk about too much is Derek Bushy. Derek's been a young man that his sophomore year, he was really the ace of our staff, and then came back last year and blew out. His arm blew out against Lipscomb in Nashville, and it was a difficult thing for Derek. Just the fact that he had to face that his career may be over. Met with the surgeons, our trainers, and the doctors, and they told him, hey, you need surgery, but it's probably a 2-year rehab to get you back, and he's on pace to graduate, and he really didn't want to do that. So they told him if they rested it and maybe it would heal back up. So that's what we did, and he took a lot of time off and really worked on his body and other parts of it, got a lot stronger. Started throwing again lightly at the end of the fall, and now he's back on the mound. So hopefully we can use Derek in important situations. I'd like to get 3 or 4 innings out of him a week if we can do that in big situations, that'll really be a boost to our pitching staff. So again, we have a very, very solid senior class that has just provided really, really good leadership for our kids. One thing about baseball, and I try to stress this to our players, is it is a humbling sport, and it's a humbling game. You have to be able to deal with failure, and ultimately how you handle your failures in this game is going to determine your success. And you know, in 2011, we had the best year here in 30-something years, over 30 years. 33rd RPI ranked team in the country. Thought we were going to possibly get a bid to the NCAA tournament. Didn't happen. Left a bad taste in our mouth. And then last year we came in and you know, things didn't go well. We didn't pitch very well. At times we didn't hit very well. Didn't coach very well at times, and things got away from us a little bit. We couldn't find a way to win on the weekend. So it's very, very disappointing. But you know, this is a new season, and that's the exciting thing about opening day. Everybody's got new hopes, new dreams, new goals that they get to pursue. And the senior group, and our older kids, they've had a taste of that, of some success, and they want to get that back. So you know, our motto this year has been to just worry about today. You know, we're going to try to win today and control the things that we can control, and hopefully it'll be good enough come into May to take care of itself.
How does it feel to see your name with all these preseason accolades?
It's nice, but it's the preseason, so I mean, you try not to look into it too much. I mean, it's good, you know, that people recognize you, but you know, just preseason stuff, you know, you can take it as it's a good thing, or you know, could add pressure, but you know, either way you got to go and you still got to win. So preseason's preseason. So you know, if they vote me that, it's great. If they don't, then you still got to go play. So
after the season you had last year, how excited are you to get going?
I think, you know, just the hype of this year with the new stadium too coming into play. I mean, you know, I knew my freshman year coming in that we were going to be really good. So that year was really fun. But this year, just, you know, just the people that come up to you when you're in class, something, hey, do you play baseball? And you answer yes, you tell them to come out to games and stuff. So it's going to, I think there'll be a lot of people come. So this year, looking forward, I think that we'll have a very competitive team, and I think we'll have a team that can play with anybody. So if you can compete, you can play with anybody and win any game. So that's what I'm excited about.
What was it like playing in that stadium last year with the fans so far removed from the field?
It was tough. I mean, it was, you know, we were really happy, like Coach Skole was saying, to get out on the field, but it was tough at times because it was more of a neutral site. You know, I mean, if we hit a home run, we could barely hear people. You know, so when we go to somebody else's ballpark, it was a lot tougher because, you know, people right on top of you, just, you know, just signals, signs, just communication is a lot tougher. So definitely, I think that played a role. And you know, if you don't have, you know, if energy's not going your way, sometimes the crowd can help you. And you know, last year I thought it hurt us that we didn't have the crowd behind us.
Clinton, talk about your role this year, more of a leadership role going into this season.
Well, I mean, I think the good thing is I think we've got, you know, like Coach is saying, 13 freshmen, I believe. We've got a lot of freshmen, got a lot of new guys. And I think it's just making them realize, just take it one game at a time. And, you know, everybody goes through their ups and downs in college, especially as freshmen. When I come in as a freshman, I had, you know, Doane and Green, and I had other older guys to help me out as far as just, you know, just if you're on the mound or whatever, you got guys on second, third, just calm down and play your game. You don't want to tell them it's the same thing as high school, but I've noticed that if you just calm them down and say, hey, we got your back, just throw strikes and just make them realize that, you know, Coach Bunn talks about our pitching coach, and it's one thing that I've used to help them is the game has no idea how old you are, whether you're 18, whether you're 22, freshman, senior, it doesn't matter. So if you get outs, the game's going to record that. If you don't, it doesn't record it. So, you know, so just a leadership role of just showing them what I've learned through my experiences with the past couple of years.
Do you enter this season kind of with a chip on your shoulder because of the way the year ended last year for this team?
I think so, and you know, I just feel like, you know, we're not getting too much respect right now, you know, and that's fine. I mean, it's just like the preseason stuff, that's really good, but I feel like we've got other guys that should have got preseason stuff too that didn't. So from last year, you know, I feel like we just didn't get a whole lot of respect where we go. So, you know, and we're going to have to win games to prove that. But I do think that this team can, if we can get the freshmen and get the younger guys involved, and the earlier they settle down, the better we're going to be.
I came here to pitch in the first off, you know, but I mean, then you realize that, you know, I mean, I did play second base in high school for a long time, and I switched in and out of short also. And then when I got here, he kind of depended on me to pitch. But then, you know, I would be like that backup guy playing second base, whatever, and then he, you know, realized, like, well, you know, I mean, he could play a little bit of that too, so I ended up earning that spot. But then this year, you know, we talked about it. I mean, like you said, we talked in the summer, talked, you know, at the end of that season, and, you know, it was kind of like a better idea because, I mean, it's kind of difficult to play both positions. It really doesn't matter. You know, I love just being a part of the team. You know, us together, it's just, I mean, you have that friendship and that companionship where it's just, you know, you always want to be out there no matter what it is. I mean, even though it's almost like a whole different club because I'm out there working on my pitching and they're out there working on their defensive stuff and hitting. I mean, in the end, I'm still out there talking, enjoying, being able to win games with them all together. So, I mean, it doesn't really bother me at all just being in practice. Like, it hasn't bothered me much. Like, I would think that, you know, I'd be like, oh man, I really want to hit or I really want to be in the field. But I mean, in all, I'm still there. You know, I still get to enjoy myself. I'm still taking ground balls, you know, being a pitcher. And I mean, I'm still throwing the ball and everything I want to do is not hitting. But I mean, hey, I get my fungos. I get to hit the fungos so the infielder side. So, you know, I had fun with that. But I mean, in all, it really doesn't bother me at all as long as I'm still on that field. I mean, I've been working really hard, and I mean, he feels that I've earned my spot to do that. So, I mean, I can't complain. You know, who doesn't want to pitch on a Friday night? But I mean, I'm going to go out there and do my best, and you know, my team's going to be behind me and all. So I mean, it's going to be a good day for us.
In the recent years, my first 3 years here, we mainly relied on the long ball. You know, led the nation in the home runs past few years, I think, and this year, I think we have a big variety in offense. I mean, me lead off. You know, I'm going to steal a lot of bags. We have a freshman playing right field. He's pretty quick too, and I think with me getting on base, stealing bases, that opens up gaps for the big hitters like Clinton Freeman. And our outfield, I promise you, we're one of the quickest outfields in the country. Myself, I'm the only one that has experience at this level in the outfield, but going through practice and inter squads and whatnot, I can see our outfielders have grown. They've matured a lot, and we're a really fast team, like Coach Skole says. Most of the quick guys, they have the green light to go. I mean, it's a big part of our offense this year, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think we have a great chance of leading not the nation, but, you know, up there in the conference, stolen bases, and I think it's going to really help us win some ball games.
Is it a transition, sort of, from power to speed and more small ball?
Not with myself. I mean, that's always been part of my game, but our team, we're used to hitting a lot of home runs, and coaches preach that, you know, in BP, don't try to hit the long ball, work on the line drives, down contact. But we do a lot of base running work, and I really feel it's going to help our team win a lot of ball games this year. Past is the past, but I think with the opening of the new stadium, it really is just a brand new beginning. We're going to have so many people there this year, and I think we honestly play better with more people there, more support. I mean, we could have had a lot of people there last year, but you can't. It's hard to tell. They're in the outfield. You know, you want to hear all the fans cheering for you, get the confidence, momentum, and I think this is a brand new beginning, new season. You know, whole new team, new staff. I mean, 4 years. This is the most excited I've ever been about a season, so I can't wait to get going.